Hello everyone, this is Peacemaker. I'm just doing a video for Vince's topic of the week, the 5 things you like about 8th edition Warhammer, or 5 models if you will. So I went through my collection and I figured, well, what models do I have? I'll pick my favorite models I got from 8th edition. And I was going through my collection and I figured out, well, I didn't actually buy a lot of 8th edition models. I bought a lot of the older stuff. And it just so happens that's what I liked. And a lot of the new stuff was super expensive, so I didn't buy it. But before they drove up the prices, GW had some really cool vampire counts released. This is a bit of a conversion of the Black Knights. I made them, I was going for a Bretonnian Duke of Mousillon theme. So that was one dude I did there. I think I did like 10 of these dudes. They're pretty cool, I thought. And I left the metal barding off because I was like, well, these guys they're Brets. So, you know, they have to have the, just head swaps, really. I mean, I was going to swap all the shields and stuff. I was like, well, these shields they're kite shields and they look a little ratty. So that's what I did. And Brett's usually had the tunic on them and stuff, so that's what I did. That's pretty cool. This is a cooler one. I actually did the whole arm swap there. So these guys are some of my favorites. Kept the broken lance on there. He's a knight. He's a dead knight that had seen combat. I've got a few more. Now it could be a little monotonous, but for those of us who like converting, we like to see it all, right? And here's the Bannerman. I think the head on here, the head I used is a Tomb King skeleton head, I believe. Seemed to fit the role. And last but not least, a two-handed lance guy. And another, so those, yeah, I do like the knights. I thought they were some of my favorites. Another favorite model I thought was really cool that they released was the Terrorgeist. But I don't have that built because my vampire count I put on the back burner because I just wasn't able to make a cool looking Bretonnian theme. But I did do this conversion before I shelled them. So I just thought the Lord was really cool looking. Especially since they didn't have their own little plastic Lord kit. Got the, I don't have Kaz Army, but eBay, long time ago on eBay you could get stuff cheap. And I believe with Age of Sigmar you can get cheap stuff again. And for all you, this is another 8th, oh never mind, anyway. It's another 8th edition model I did buy. I did buy the Vargeists and Crypt Ghouls. I didn't think I'd ever run a unit, so I figured I'd just use them as unit fillers inside of a Ghoul unit. Of course I had to go with the Bretonnian theme. I didn't put much on this guy, just the base. The other guys I did put a little more converting into. There's a slightly undersized hat there. A bit of a shield. Maybe a little something on the belt. See another another unit I liked that was really good. I showed in my other video, but I'll show them again. Were my Demigriffins. These guys are just pretty sweet looking. I get a lot of compliments when I throw these guys on the table. So I know people didn't like the demi chickens when they came out. You know, a bit of fluff stuff. I didn't really care about the fluff. I mean, I thought they did the fluff fine. It's just like, well, yeah, they're always there, but we just never had a model for them. That's all. Or rules. It's like Empire have horse archers, but they never... There's no model for them. There's no rules for them. You just get to use pistoliers. Doesn't mean they don't exist. And the fluff always said there was, you know, lots of monsters in the world. And whatever. Let's see. Where's the big one? The Empire Griffin is a model. Not my favorite, but I bought it. I remember my local game store was just... They fed up with the GW like 2-3 years ago. And they just had a huge sale. 30% off kind of thing. So I picked up a bunch of dudes. Yeah, I also had Savage Orcs in that deal too, so got a little bit of it. I love doing this kind of stuff. A little bit of an action scene on a model. Gives them a little life. One thing I did like from this kit though, that I could consider my favorite, are the characters. So Carl Franz there, half painted. Base color is pretty much all done. Highlighting takes a little while, so I didn't do that. And the other character from that kit, I threw him. Here he is, I'll show him first. I'm not sure if I put this in the other video, but this guy, I thought he was pretty cool. Just an Empire General or Captain, Electro Count. Yeah. And he's magnetized on a cool Pegasus. Couldn't just use a Bretonnian Pegasus, not for my Empire army. So I did a bit swap for the head, and I even changed the sculpted or the ornament on the thing too. These guys are pretty cool. See this guy here? He done got himself killed. A little bit of stomp by the Pegasus. And the other frightened goblin, his buddy, he's supposed to watch his back. He just, I'm going to hide behind the rock until this thing flies away. So, that's what I figure he's thinking there. Another model I bought. Again, not what I thought was the coolest, but cool enough. Not my favorite. But I did have an idea for converting. So... I know the gyrocopter is better, but I didn't like the way the gyrocopter looked. It looked like it was should have been like a deep sea, you know, going underwater kind of thing. And I had cooler conversions from my other gyrocopters, so didn't want to mix them. A little bit about converting here. Oops, this guy's not done yet either. Anyway. When I put the bomb there, I figured for anybody else who wants to do a conversion, or they're a lot better at it, instead of putting the stick here, you could green stuff or do like a mold or a pin. You put a pin down and then you put smoke, cotton or something. That would hold the whole model up. And you put the bomb a bit closer to the ground, and it looks like, oh look, you know, it's dropping. It's got a chemtrail or something. And last but not least, this one I do think is a favorite model of mine. The good old Dark Elf Dragon. It's pretty cool. I only bought this guy a couple, two months ago, maybe 3. Yeah. Bought the High Elf Dragon as well. I like them both. So I put them on there. The only conversion I did to here was... I put the horns on. On the other head, the horns have a spot. This one, you just have to glue them on. I don't really like this back thing. Like, it looks alright, but I figure a dragon's kind of flowing. I don't think you'd have a backrest. You know, unless you're, like, going to go on, like, a 6-hour trip across the ocean or something. For combat, I don't think they'd have the backdrop. the backrest. As far as models go, that's about it for my 8th edition models. Yeah. I bought a lot of other manufacturers too, so that's why that was about it. I didn't buy a lot of 8th edition GW stuff. There's my hodgepodge of here's my hobby table, really hodgepodge of everything. I will give you guys a sneak preview of something. I'm going to a tournament. I don't have 2 steam tanks, so I had to make one. I would have bought another one, but since they killed off 8th edition, I was just like, well, I'm not going to give them more money for a game they don't want to support. So I was hoping for they merge 40k and fantasy. They're like, no, the Emperor comes down and saves the Warhammer world. Anyway, that's Peacemaker signing off.